Hey guys, it's videotechdude from Find Tech Deals, and today I'm going to be comparing two wireless audio transmitters and their transmitter receiver package. One is by Bietrun and the other is from Alvoxcon and from Alvoxcon. These two microphone kits are both under $100, so it makes it a nice purchase for somebody who wants to get wireless audio to their camera so they don't have to sync up things post and editing. It just makes it a lot easier to be able to have it instantly go into the camera and just be able to edit that one clip down instead of having to spend the extra time trimming and syncing and all of that craziness. So I'm going to be comparing these two transmitters to each other. Right now I'm currently using the Alvoxcon transmitter. I'm using their Lavalier that came with the kit and their little microphone pack, transmitter pack, and the receiver that plugs straight into the camera. It's nice because it comes with a receiver that has a little cold shoe attachment, so it pops right into where you'd attach a flash or another microphone to the camera, so it just works pretty well in that sense. I also have the other microphone kit by Bietrun. Pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. They're these little receivers. They both look like the same thing almost, but one has a microphone input and it can also be used as a microphone that you just clip onto your shirt as well. So that's pretty interesting. These I've been using for a while at a youth group, and they last the whole time. Usually we were just using them for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, but I believe their battery is rated up to 3 hours. I haven't had them die yet because I charge them every time after using them, so that's a pretty nice feature. One thing that I noticed about these is that the volume controls are on both of them, but if you adjust it on the main microphone, it doesn't seem to adjust it on the receiver, so you do have to adjust it mainly on the receiver that's plugging into your source you're using to broadcast or record whatever you're recording. So one nice feature about the Bietrun audio transmitter kit is that it has a headphone port, so you can plug in headphones and listen to the audio live, which is really cool. It almost kind of feels like you're a spy when you have your headphones in and you're listening to the wireless mic. The transmission range on these seem to be very good. Usually I don't have them at a very far distance apart from each other, but they have worked very well and I've been impressed with them. So this is using the lavalier that came with the Alvoxcon microphone set. Now the set also came with a headset, which is pretty cool. I don't see these very often. I don't know if I'd actually use this or not, but I'm going to test out the quality of this. This is what it sounds like when you're wearing the little headset microphone where the microphone's right by your mouth. I had to turn down the audio recording level because since it's closer, it's a lot louder. But it could also mean that you get better quality as well. I'm not completely sure, but that's just my guess. On a side note, I also like how these transmitter packs from Alvoxcon look. They're pretty slick and they look like professional transmitting packs in my opinion. One thing that I'm not the biggest fan of with these though is that the clip on the back is just a plastic kind of resistance clip, and it doesn't actually toggle with any kind of spring to clamp on. It's just a little piece of plastic on the back. Also, one thing I noticed with this pack as well, with most electronics you have to hold down the power button to turn it on or off, but with this one you can just tap it on and off. I could see that this being accidentally powered on or off when it's in a bag maybe, so maybe it's good to have it in a box or some kind of thing where something's not going to be rubbing up against the power button. I also want to try my own lavalier with this transmitter kit. It's the one I use in most of my videos when I have a lavalier on. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but I'll make sure to have the link down in the description below. Alright, so now I'm using my own lavalier, which is a lot smaller than the one it came with. Let's see where it is. So this is the lavalier that comes with the microphone kit, and you can take off the little windscreen as well, but it doesn't make it much smaller. But you can see this one is a lot smaller than the one it comes with, which I like the more discreet view. I don't really want my lavalier being noticed as much. With this, it's very noticeable. Maybe I should be holding this closer. and I'm not a huge fan of the massive size of this. But I do like that they include one with the pack, so if you don't already have a lavalier, you can use one right off the bat. There we go, that's what my lavalier sounds like with the Alvoxcon transmitter kit. If you like the sound of this lavalier, I'll have the link to it in the description down below. Now I'm using the Bietrun audio transmitter. This is the lavalier that comes with the pack. It's a little bit smaller than the one that the Alvoxcon transmitter pack comes with, but it's still pretty big compared to the lavalier that I have. My lavalier is this small, and then this one is quite a bit bigger. Of course, my lavalier doesn't have a windscreen on it, and this does. If the quality of the Bietrun microphone is better than my smaller one, then it might be a good size. But if the quality isn't that much better, then I'd rather have a smaller microphone. And this transmitter actually has a microphone built into it as well. So if you don't have a lavalier, or you lose this one, or you just don't want to use it for some reason, you can just clip this to your jacket or shirt and use it as a microphone. It might be a little cheesy, I don't know, but it's there. Okay, I just altered the level of what it's transmitting the recording volume at, because although the volume was going in the red on the transmitter, on the receiver, I had turned it down. So I didn't know if it was still being blown out or not. Now I'm going to try clipping the transmitter to my collar and see how the built-in microphone handles it. Now this is the quality of the transmitter clipped directly on my collar using the built-in microphone that's in there. Now as I go down, probably the audio changes. But I think it's kind of cheesy and really bulky to have it right there. Maybe if you clip it in the inside, but still there'll be this bulk that isn't the best, it seems like. Now I'm using my own lavalier with the Bietrun transmitter to see how the quality is. One thing to know about the Bietrun receiver is that it does not have a cold shoe attachment, so you can't attach it to the top of your camera. What I did instead was just clip it to its own wire that's plugged into the microphone jack, and it just kind of dangles there, but it seems to work just fine. The Bietrun transmitter kit also comes with a little fabric pouch you can use to store them in. And another nice thing is that both the transmitter and receiver use USB Type-C and have a split charging cable, so you can just plug in one USB to your charging outlet or whatever, and then it breaks into the two cords that both of them can plug into. This is the Alvoxcon receiver. It's not square, it's more of a rectangular-ish, circle-y thing, I don't know, but it has this big plug, so you can plug this directly into a big overhead speaker or soundboard if you're doing that kind of thing, or you can use the built-in adapters, and they're labeled camera and phone, and then you just plug these in and it snaps in pretty satisfyingly, and then you can just plug them into whatever you're using. And I also picked up a adapter cable for my iPhone, which is a lightning to headphone port, and that seems to work great with both the Alvoxcon transmitter and the Bietrun, because they both include phone adapter cables, which is like a TRRS or TTRS, something like that, that the phones need, because a normal cable might not work for sending audio into your phone. So if you want to make some higher production Instagram or YouTube videos using just your phone, both these provide the phone cable. You just need to make sure you have that adapter if your phone does not have the headphone jack. And the Alvoxcon transmitter does not have a built-in microphone to the pack, so you can't clip the whole pack to your collar. You do have to plug in a microphone, but also with the Alvoxcon transmitters, with their microphones, their lavaliers, and the headset, they both have a little screw connector, so it screws directly into the pack and makes a solid connection, so it doesn't accidentally get unplugged, which is pretty nice. Unlike the Bietrun, which only has the little plug that you plug in and out, it has no way of securing that connection. It doesn't seem to be an issue, and I'm also not sure if you can have multiple of these Bietrun transmitters linking to one receiver. Might be something to look into, but they're overall a pretty nice package, and with them both being under $100, it seems like a pretty good deal to me. And like I said, I've been using these more than the other ones, which I just got really, which are the Alvoxcon. They've been working really good, and I've been pretty impressed. I've been actually plugging these directly into a soundboard output and then plugging the receiver into my laptop for a Zoom call, so that all the soundboard audio from like a band can go directly into Zoom, which is really cool. This is a test with the Alvoxcon turned up all the way to the highest sensitivity level on the transmitter, and then I have my camera's audio sensitivity for receiving the audio turned down to the appropriate level. Before I had it turned, the audio was turned down low on the transmitter, so the little bit of background sound was really amplified because I had to turn up the receiving signal, and that has a tiny little bit of buzz in it, but when you turn up the sensitivity, it's really noticeable. It's something that can be taken out in editing, but it's a pretty annoying sound. This is a pretty noticeable issue for both of these, so I'm going to try out the settings in two different ways. One of them is having the sensitivity of the transmitter lower and the sensitivity on my camera higher, and the reverse way for both of these. So this is having the sensitivity of the transmitter higher, and then my camera's sensitivity is down lower, and I'm going to try switching it. Alright, so now on the Alvoxcon transmitter, the audio sensitivity is low on here, but I turned it up higher on my camera. Alright, so now I'm using the Bietrun transmitter, and right now the audio looks like it's peaking in the red on both the transmitter and the receiver, but my camera audio is down to a lower level to where it still seems balanced. Now I'm going to adjust the Bietrun transmitter and receiver to not be peaking, but keep the camera levels relatively the same. Alright, so now I turned down the levels on the Bietrun transmitter and receiver to an appropriate level to where it's not peaking on the little graphical display on them, which is cool, by the way. And then I had to turn up my camera audio a little bit to make it at an appropriate level. Now I'm going to go to more of the extreme and turn my camera audio up all the way, and then turn the audio down, the audio level down lower on both the Bietrun transmitter and receiver. Alright, so now the level is turned way up on my camera and the level's turned down on the receiver for the Bietrun receiver. Alright, so that was my quick test of testing the audio levels between the Alvoxcon and Bietrun, making the audio high and low on both the camera and transmitters to see if that changes the background sound. Anyways, that's the sound quality test between these two transmitters. I hope you liked this video. The link to both of these will be in the description down below for whatever one that looks more appealing to you. You can also check out the reviews on the Amazon page as well. Anyways, I hope this video helped you out. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.